If you look at our planet from space, it appears to be mostly blue. That's because 75% of the Earth is covered in water. That's 3/4 of the entire planet is covered in water. But if we look at all that water, 97% of that water is salt water. And the rest of it, only 2%, the rest of that 3%, 2% of that is trapped in the ice at the North Pole and the South Pole, the huge glaciers. So that means that only 1% of the water on Earth can we use for drinking or our showers, things like that. Only 1% of the water on Earth is usable for us. You can have a read through of these sheets on the water on Earth and the water cycle. Once you finish reading, there's a few questions to answer and then we'll go through them together. The water cycle is the process by which water falls from the sky in the forms of different precipitation like rain or snow. It comes to the ground, gets used by plants or by humans. It travels into lakes and rivers, and a lot of the water eventually makes its way back to the ocean. The sun then heats the water that is on the Earth and causes evaporation. Evaporation is when water turns to vapor, which is a kind of gas, and travels up into the atmosphere. In the atmosphere, it eventually reaches cooler air where it condensates or becomes condensation and forms clouds. And once there's enough water trapped together in a cloud, then it will start to fall again as precipitation. And this process of water moving from the sky to the land to lakes, rivers, and ocean and back up to the sky is the water cycle. So we have this picture here, and in your groups you'll get some items or some descriptions, and together you can figure out how the water cycle works. So in your groups you'll get a sheet with some pictures and some pieces of paper with descriptions. You'll have to read each description carefully and decide where on the chart they should go in order to complete your water cycle. When you've finished your water cycle, it should look like this. Rivers flow into the sea. The sun's heat causes water from the sea to evaporate as water vapor. As water vapor rises, it cools and condenses into tiny drops of water, which form clouds. Clouds produce rainfall. It rains again. Rain finds its way into streams and rivers. Some water is taken out of rivers to be treated for human use. Dirty water is then cleaned and returned to rivers, and back to rivers flow into the sea.